Life for every human being is always a long journey full of challenges. There are roads that from the very beginning are never smooth, and the character in this story is no exception. He is just an ordinary person in the vast flow of life, waking up early, coming home late, working tirelessly despite all hardships. Many times as he stood in the windy construction site, he sighed softly and asked himself, "When will my life get a little better? When will I stop worrying about every single day just to survive?" He lived by honest labor. His hands were rough and calloused, his back soaked in sweat. Every shovel, every step seemed to gather all the fatigue inside him. But then he reminded himself, "I cannot give up. I have to keep going. My parents and my children are still depending on me." Whenever he walked past warm, brightly lit houses, hearing laughter echoing from inside, his heart ached. When will I be able to give my family a life like that? I don't dare dream of riches. I only wish for a peaceful life, for my parents not to suffer anymore, for my children to go to school. That would already be enough. Yet, despite all his efforts, life still refused to smile upon him. Every morning when he woke up, the same old worries echoed in his mind. Rent, debt, living expenses piling up. He looked down at his calloused hands and sighed. "I've done everything I can, so why is everything still so hard? What else must I do?" Sometimes he wanted to collapse, to give up everything. But then a small voice inside whispered, "No, you must not fall. Your family is still here. The people who love you are still here." He clenched his fists and silently continued walking on his harsh, uncertain road of survival. Until one day, in what seemed like a random moment, he came to know a game of chance. At first, he reassured himself, "Just once, just to see what it's like. I don't intend to get involved." He comforted himself. After a lifetime of hardship, a little entertainment surely wouldn't hurt. But when he won the first round, when the numbers lit up bright on the screen, his heart suddenly pounded. A thrilling thought flashed through his mind. Is it really this easy? Did I truly earn this money? Could this be my chance to change my life? Money came too fast. So fast that even he could hardly believe it was real. He spent freely. He bought things he had never dared to dream of before. Every time he walked into a store, joy echoed inside him. At last, I can buy what I like without counting every coin. He smiled, but deep inside, a fragile voice still whispered, "Is everything really supposed to be this easy?" Yet he ignored it, because at that moment, joy had blinded everything else. Then one day, he lost his first game. He stared at the screen and told himself, "It's fine, just one round. I'll win it back." But the second day, he lost again. A quiet fear crept into his chest. This can't be real. It must just be bad luck. On the third day, he still lost. His hands trembled, his heart twisted painfully. "No, I can't stop here. Just one more time, only one last time." But every last time only pulled him deeper. He watched his money slowly disappear, his heart tearing apart inside. Why did I let things become like this? He sold the things he had once been proud of. Holding them in his hands, his throat tightened. Back then, I was so happy bringing these home. And now, all that's left is regret. He borrowed money, and every signature on every loan paper made his heart shake. As long as I win this round, I'll pay everything back. I promise this will be the last time. But the result was always the same. Nothing. One day he looked around the empty room, no belongings left, no trust left from those who loved him. He collapsed to the floor and whispered in despair, "What have I done to my life?" He thought of his parents, of the hopes he once promised to fulfill. He thought of his children. "My children, I'm sorry, I was not strong enough." His tears fell, not because of the money he had lost, but because he had lost himself. When everything collapsed, he could no longer cry. His tears had long run dry, only a heavy, cold emptiness remained. He looked at himself in the mirror, sunken eyes, a pale, exhausted face after countless sleepless nights. The person in that mirror, is that still me? A dry, bitter laugh scraped out of his throat. He remembered the past, when he still believed that as long as he tried hard, life would change. Now that belief shattered like glass beneath his feet. Inside his head echoed a voice of blame. "Why were you so foolish? You knew it was wrong, and yet you still walked into it." He wanted to scream, but his throat locked tight. He wanted to run, but there was nowhere left to go. His phone vibrated, calls and messages demanding repayment. He didn't dare open them. A trembling voice inside whispered, "If only All of this were just a nightmare. But this was not a dream. This was reality, the price he had to pay for his own mistakes. Outside, life went on. People still laughed, still moved forward, while he stood alone at a dark crossroads. He closed his eyes and wondered, if that day I hadn't stepped into that game of chance, would everything be different now? But the past never returns. Only the darkness tightening around his soul remains. And then, in that emptiness, he finally realized the most terrifying thing was not losing money or property, but losing himself. That night, the city slept, and only a few dim streetlights shone through the old window. He sat silently in the empty room, no sounds, no chaotic thoughts, only a chilling silence. He looked down at the hands that had once worked for his family, now trembling with regret. A voice rose inside his mind. How long will you keep going like this? How long will you keep destroying yourself? He bowed his head. The tears no longer fell, only a dull, burning pain remained in his chest. He thought of his mother, the worried eyes every time she saw him return in silence. He thought of his father, the man quietly growing old under the weight of unspoken worries. He thought of his children, those innocent eyes that still believed their father is the strongest person in the world. His heart tightened. If I keep walking this path, what else will I lose? My family, my future, or my entire life? In that moment, for the first time after many lost and broken days, he admitted a truth. It was not fate that pushed him into the abyss. He had stepped into it himself. He took a deep breath, not to escape, but to face reality. He opened his phone, looked at the debts, the unanswered messages. His hands were still shaking, but this time, not from fear, but from courage. I will not run anymore, he began to call, to apologize, to take responsibility. Every word was like a knife cutting into his heart, yet also like a needle stitching together an old torn wound. Outside, dawn slowly rose. Light slipped into the small room, warm and gentle. He looked up at the misty sky and smiled faintly. I still have a chance, as long as I don't give up on myself. The road ahead was still long, still full of challenges, but this time, he walked with determination, with courage, with an awakened soul after painful falls. Because he had finally understood, a person only truly collapses when they stop standing back up again.